Hi, everyone, and welcome to T7100. And I wanted to take a minute to welcome you to our learning community. My name is Noel Ramirez, and I'm the facilitator and part of the teaching team. We also have our LSS, Kevin Ram, and the most important person in our teaching team is you, the student. So, again, we are super thrilled to have you in this class. T7100 is a foundation social work practice class that focuses on lots of different frameworks, specifically decolonization, anti-Black racism, intersectionality, as well as several practice frameworks. So during this course, we're going to do our best to get through all of this content, as well as providing you a space to be and to learn. Um, so I want to first start off by saying this is a sort of setting the tone for the semester, and that flexibility and communication is key. A lot of folks here, in my experience teaching at Columbia and other graduate programs, is that life is happening outside of the classroom. And so I want to put this out there that I am incredibly flexible when it comes to things like deadlines, as well as trying to get things done. The only thing that I ask and the boundary that I put up here is that it's important for us to communicate. Again, stress impacts our ability to learn. And I want to make it clear that this is a class where there's going to be a lot of flexibility. There might be a couple of changes that we have to make with course content, and in the spirit of social work and wellness, flexibility is going to be critical throughout the semester. So again, I want to emphasize this, and that we'll be in communication throughout the process. And I also want to say there is a lot in this course syllabus. If you see, there's tons of readings, lots of different material out there. So I want to put the expectation here from the beginning, and that we're not probably going to get through all the material because there just is a lot. What I do recommend for folks is to do your best in terms of reading the readings that resonate with you. Again, there's no expectation that you have it all memorized or done, but rather that the course content and the text and the assignments are just ways to help guide our practice. So I want to just put that out there in the beginning, in that a big part of this course is just absorbing the content that resonates best for you, and we'll do our best to get through all the material, but it's likely that we're not going to get through all of it. I want to talk a little bit about how I've organized the course, in that I like to describe the following: language, frameworks, and skills. And in this course, we're going to go through all of them. Big part of social work practice and foundation practice for any profession is developing your professional language. When we have the ability to utilize language, we have the ability to relate, and we also have the ability to formulate what's happening. So this is a huge part of a foundations course, is beginning to develop your language around this work, around your own self work, around all the different frameworks that we're talking about in class. Frameworks are tools that help us organize some of the social data that maybe we are encountering or talking through or exploring in our field placements and in social work practice. And so, big part of our work in this course is going to be introducing some frameworks, sometimes related to practice, sometimes related to identity, sometimes related to community. We'll do our best, but again, a big part of this course is introducing these frameworks to help you organize what's happening. Um, Skills are strategies and techniques to help co-create moments of change, empowerment, and support with the work that you're doing. We'll do a lot of skill-based learning during our live portion of courses, and we'll make sure to really emphasize that, as in the past, that has been sort of where folks get the most benefit in our live course. So again, learning moments in class, because we are a virtual online course, there is something called an asynchronous hour. This would be typically done in live courses, but the asynchronous hours you'll see are things like setting the tone, some of the discussions and journal posts. And in the asynchronous hour, this is where you really get to apply some of the course content, some of the readings, or the readings that really resonated with you in your reflections, in your comments, in your dialogue. This is just an opportunity to really integrate some of that course content, and to sort of explore the different frameworks around identity. right? In our class, because we only have 2 hours of live experience with one another, we'll briefly review some of the practice frameworks. We'll do some field reflection because a lot of folks in the class are in field, and this becomes an opportunity to kind of talk about how the rubber hits the road, how field and theory come together. We'll also do a fair amount of practice skill building in the course because, again, in this course, we're trying that one of the aims of this course is providing some of those foundation skills in practice. And most importantly, one of the things we want to accomplish during our in class work is community building, really connecting with one another, knowing that you're part of a community. Big part of this profession is knowing that you're not alone and that you'll always have a community to talk through and hold things with. And finally, the third component of learning in this course is field and self work. Many of you are in field placement, and I hope that throughout this practice or throughout this semester, you'll develop a self work practice where you're doing work on reflecting on yourself. Again, a big part of our learning in this field is discover by doing. So, in your field placement, you'll be doing some real time learning. In your time with yourself, you'll be marinating and reflecting on what's going on. So again, these are the three different components of our course. So a couple of things with assignments. I like to talk about assignments offline. Again, we only have 2 hours together, and so I like to use that dedicated to learning and course content and the assignments. You can talk to me offline about this, specifically via email or during my office hours. But our course is pretty simple. There are three major components to assignments. One is class participation, and this is generally through written journals. And again, in the written journals, you can see no more than 3 pages. I would even say 1 to 2 pages. Again, this is just an opportunity for you to create some reflection with content. There will be something called a synthesized journal reflection, another opportunity to reflect and grow, specifically looking at your own self assessment. We'll have some in-class role plays, and there's so many different ways to break this down. And I think probably the best way would be to um, kind of participate in class and do some role play activities there. Again, we can be really creative about how we engage in class role plays. Open mics, these are opportunities for you to present about yourself, what's happening for you, identity, social work, power, racism, oppression, and privilege. But it's about 3 minutes, and you know, folks can come through whenever they want to come through. And again, this is just a part of our class participation. And finally, discussions and participation through our class. There's going to be polls, active participation. We also have some of the bits of the asynchronous hour to participate. So again, participation is varied. It doesn't just have to be in class, but there's all different ways to participate in our learning community. And finally, there are just two other assignments. There's a role play assignment. You'll role play with an actor. After that, you'll have about a 5 to 6 page double space paper that really talks about your reflections, which really focus on strengths, areas of growth, and also takeaways from the exercise. And then finally, at the end of the semester, there's something called the Self Awareness Synthesis Project. Lots of different ways to do this. You can do a paper, artistic expression, a documentary, or a mini podcast. Again, lots of ways to do this. And this is towards the end of the semester. Big key part of all of the assignments is self reflection and the use of self. Now, I want to end this mini pre-lecture by just taking a minute to acknowledge how important all of you are. You've all been chosen to be a part of this program, which means that there's something really special about all of you. And so, as you're moving through the semester, just being conscious of taking care of yourself and making sure that you prioritize your needs and your care and to communicate and be flexible. The teaching team, we're here for you if you need anything. And I'm so excited to meet you this week. Take care and be safe. Oh, and here are our contact information. This is my contact and our 26, actually it's 2620. Oops, sorry about that. And Kevin's email is this. Again, stay in contact and we'll talk to you soon. Please be safe and take care.